Okay, family, let's get right into it. I just realized that I got so crazy getting out of the car tonight that I tore the bag open. So I'm not gonna spoil it. I'll still open it as normal. So this is what's in the bag. This edition is untethered. So handwritten receipt by Anchor Electronics. Beautiful. Over there in over off of Walsh Avenue. Gotta get two hands on this one. Let me open this. So this is a level sensor that I picked up over there at Anchor Electronics. So the idea would be is that here's like a tank, and this is going to float. This will be buoyant, and as it travels up and down, there's probably a magnet in here, and there's probably a detector inside, and like a reed switch or something like that. So as it hits its point, it's going to show the level. I've been kind of thinking about every time I put water for the dog, for the huntress, that I keep filling up this water for her. So I'm thinking that I'll get a 2 liter bottle, maybe put a simple little pump on there, and then have a level sensor. So basically I'll just push extra water into her water bowl. Instead of me always filling it, I'll just have to fill it less. So I only use a small bowl for her, so I don't want a huge bowl of water. So having it still in the 2 liter bottle will keep it, fresh, I guess you could say, and then push it out into her water bowl. And I'm not being lazy, I'm being automated. Okay, let's get into what's in the bag. So that's a level sensor. The other thing we got here is the 4-inch. These are the jumpers again, and we all love jumpers. We can never have enough jumpers. And some projects I make, and I just don't want to take them apart, so I keep them together. Okay, so this is a nano. So I picked up another nano. You might be wondering, hey dummy, why do you have so many nanos? And I'm starting to like them more and more because I'm kind of making these 3D boxes. So I print the 3D box, right? And the Arduino shield actually is the perfect size, and then I have some connectors on the back. So what I'm trying to do is untether myself from a lot of the things that are on the desk. So I want to be more mobile with the projects, and I'm just also showing the example of being mobile. So you can actually take a small microcontroller like this and get it on a breadboard, right? And then you can still, I just have headers. And most of the stuff you see now, people are doing surface mounted stuff, and I don't think I'm ready for that. I don't know who else would be ready for that. It's a lot of small little components, and I don't know if I'm just able to handle that right now. I don't know if I have enough time to start designing boards, but it looks like it seems to be pretty easy as far as all the free software out there, but it's not in the cards for me. Probably a lot of people right now. So this is a Uno shield, just like I was showing, and these are nice because they're fitting in the box. So it actually fits inside of the box. It's just the right size. And I've gotten other little proto boards, but that one just seems to fit the design. What else do we got here? Okay. This is a small, right? This is a 3-inch little breadboard, and I've been using these a lot because I use a lot of small components. And even like this one, it's just there's no headers, and the the more I make these little untethered devices, I realize that I'm just sort of making little projects. And if you ever want more information on one of the projects, then just ask me, DM me, and then I can give you maybe like a bill of materials or what it was that I used to build it. 'Cause I think, sometimes it's hard to decide what you want as far as component-wise or what is compatible. Okay, so a little tweaker, a little metal piece here, and then that's a recessed one there. And these are always good for turning pots and making. Sometimes when you're turning a pot, you just want to be on there. Instead, if you have a screwdriver, it's not handy. And actually, look at that. So I got two. I got a smaller one too. So this is like a more of a portable one that I'll put in my toolbox. But it's the same idea. It has a metal piece, and then this is a plastic piece. Okay, thanks again for watching, what's in a bag, and thanks again to Anchor Electronics for actually being open. It's like everything is slowing down. I'm feeling the slowdown like everybody else, especially in Silicon Valley. So I'm not going to talk about how hard things are going to be. I'm just going to say everyone just has to be their own and figure out what they have to do to make things work for them. Real quick, I wanted to talk about something. So I did this GPS module, and I used the PLA, but the PLA actually melted, and then Dave UK was actually saying am I going to use ABS? And then I have an Ender 3 that I'm really nervous about, switching the filament on, as far as not using PLA. So if anyone has any experience changing to ABS for a Creality Ender 3, then just DM me so I feel a little better about it. Or I'm thinking that maybe the nozzle jamming or something like that with ABS might happen. But tell me your experience on that, so I know before I dive into something where I ruin something great, because that thing prints like Fort Knox or something. The thing's solid. Okay. One other thing, I kind of made a mistake. I went to Adafruit, and I didn't make a mistake going to them. I made a mistake kind of showing people that I was getting into the QT Py. It's like a QTPY chip that they sell, and I'm just backing up a little bit, because what I realized is that CircuitPython, I was having trouble. So I was using a thing called Thonny, and even with the Pico, and I know these are just a lot of words that I'm using, but even with the Pico microcontroller, I was switching between Python, CircuitPython, and all these different kind of development environments. And just by going on the Adafruit website, I started reading a little bit more about why I'm having such a hard time connecting this QT Py. And then I realized that it's possible that my version of Windows, I'm running Windows 7, and it's a 32-bit processor, and they use this thing, they use their software as Mu, and it says it's not compatible with that. And I don't know how I could have missed that, or I don't understand. Maybe it's just the time, how much time you put into something, but something as simple as that, I think it has really just made me frustrated in something that I probably shouldn't have been so frustrated about. What does that mean? Am I going to go buy a new laptop? No. Am I going to go buy a new computer? No. But it means that I'm falling behind in the current technology. And I talked about this years ago, and I talk about it, continually, that if you don't stay ahead, you start falling behind. And that's a perfect example of it. I'm trying to develop something in in an environment that I believe is current, and I'm realizing that my software or my computer is actually becoming outdated. And as people make new products, their goal is to make new products, so they have to buy new stuff. And for them, buying a new Mac is probably just part of the way they have to do things. Me as a consumer, I'm completely like, trying to save my money, not be frivolous about stuff. So just something like that, And I was saying like, hey, I like this, and I like the chip. I like it. I think it's a really good microprocessor. I think they got outstanding products. But again, sometimes even if you have the best products, in the world, and you're not updating your internal systems, it's not going to work out for you. It's just going to be a bunch of frustration. So just keep that in mind. Like, keep it in mind that, you know, is your hardware keeping up with your software? And, I was keeping up with the software, I thought, and, a lot of the Arduino IDE stuff is like, it's way backwards compatible. But even that, you still have to upgrade. So just keep that in mind, right? Don't give up. Like, don't let, the future uh, leave you behind. So I'll figure it out. I'll find out how to get it going. And maybe I do have to upgrade slightly, but I don't think falling a little bit behind is a big issue. I think like if I just blow it off completely, I'll be too far behind to keep up. And that's not something I want to do. I think myself, and I'm sure a lot of people included, you want to be just, on the tail end of it maybe. And that's enough for a lot of people. It doesn't always have to be up front or in the middle. So again, thanks everyone for what's in the bag. I'm all done with that. I think I can't wait to try out my level sensor. And I got this at Anchor Electronics. So this should be a pretty cool project that's coming up. And obviously the GPS, that's an Adafruit Ultimate GPS, and wasn't that hard to set up. The OLED was a little difficult for the code, but other than that, that thing's rock solid. I think I was off maybe by 1 or 2 miles, 1 or 2 miles on the speedometer or something like that. As I was driving, but I was also updating it like every 5 seconds. So I don't know if that's an issue, but I actually reversed my position, and I got a little nervous. I was like, wow, that's really accurate. I better watch out. So sometimes I'm hiding my location because, whatever. No one needs to know where I'm creeping around out there in Silicon Valley. Okay, it's Saturday on this side of the earth. It's 4:50 now a.m. And why am I up? I don't know. It's been a long week, and I'm just clearing my head. So thanks everyone for liking, following, commenting. Have a good day. Go be you.